Good day, everyone. Today we'll be discussing about Buddhism during COVID-19. The contents of this topic will be first on how Buddhism handles burial, second about how they do their prayers, talismans, and rituals, and third and lastly, their perspectives, beliefs, and responses due to the pandemic. Let's have burial first. Buddhism is of course accustomed to addressing epidemics and natural disasters, as recorded in Buddhist scriptures. In general, Buddhism is undemanding and flexible with respect to disaster response and funeral rites, advocating a pragmatic approach. Nor do local cultural accretions pose any particular impediment, and WHO and ICRC forensic advice can therefore be followed. Most Buddhist societies cremate their dead, and Gautama Buddha was himself cremated on a funeral fire. No major doctrinal significance is attached to cremation. However, and Buddhism permits both cremation and burial. Moreover, because of cost of timber, burial has increasingly replaced cremation in rural areas, while urban areas are served by modern crematoria. Buddhist majority Thailand, for example, continues to allow both cremation and burial during the COVID-19 crisis, while the Sri Lankan government's present position that all COVID-19 dead bodies must be cremated, thereby upsetting the Muslim community, is somewhat of an outlier. Vajrayana, or Tibetan, Buddhists also practice sky burial, whereby the dead body is exposed on the mountaintop to decompose or be scavenged by vultures or other wild animals. Now let's have prayers, talismans, and rituals. Marian?
Thank you, Nick. Next slide, please. In Buddhist majority places, the official COVID-19 pandemic response includes conventional emergency health and sanitation measures like recommending face masks, hand washing, and stay at home orders. But within religious communities, Buddhist leaders also are using a range of ritual apotropics, magical protection rites to protect against disease. The only thing they could really turn to was Buddhist faith to help them deal with the worries, the fears, and anxieties, and really come face to face with their morality during pandemic. Buddhists meditate because it's the essence of the Buddhist path for them. To be spending a long time in lockdown and so on is just normal for their self-reliance and stillness. Next slide, please, Monique. In Thailand, for example, Theravada temples are handing out yant, talismans bearing images of spirits, sacred syllables, and Buddhist symbols. These blessed orange papers are a common ritual object among Buddhists in South Asia, who see crises such as epidemic illness as a sign that demonic forces are on the rise. Next slide, please. Theravada amulets and charms trace their magical powers to repel evil spirits not only to the Buddha but also to beneficial nature spirits, demigods, charismatic monks, and wizards. Now, these blessed objects are being specifically formulated with the intention of protecting people from contracting the virus. Almost every Thai Buddhist has at least one Thai amulet. It is common to see young or elderly people wear one or many amulets around the neck. Next slide, please. Now let's have Adams for perspectives, beliefs, and responses.
Okay, thank you, Miklat. Next slide, please. Lack of familiarity with cultural and religious practices on the part of personnel involved in the management of death can have serious consequences. This document provides the guidance on management or handling of the remains of people believed or confirmed to have died from the coronavirus disease in the context of Buddhism. Many of you might be familiar with the Buddhist teachings on the mental and spiritual dimensions of health. However, you may be surprised in the learn that it is also the case that Buddhism has for millennia taught specific, direct, and concrete responses to the contagious diseases. Next, please. Okay. Next is measures to combat epidemics are specifically mentioned in a major sutras across the major Buddhist traditions. In many primordial Asian cultures, Buddhist monasteries were among the most politically powerful and socially relevant institutions and thus were frequently influential in mobilizing in public health responses. Outside the formal institutional structures, Buddhist devotees frequently organize mutual aid groups and charitable projects in the times of pandemic, famine, and other natural disasters. Many of these historical traditions are echoed in the responses to the current pandemic. Here, I will focus on three particular meditation, charity, and ritual protection. Given their centrally Buddhist doctrine in the history, it is not surprising to see the healing meditations, medical charity, and ritual of the protection playing the major role in the Buddhist response to COVID-19. Okay, thank you.
And that's all for today. So thank you for listening to our discussion about Buddhism during COVID-19. And I'm Monique Rocales.
I'm Marian Miklat.
And I'm Adam Soladive.
And that's all for today. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay na